Sourceless Malevolence. Huh. Unless that's, you know, it could definitely be a fancy piece of terminology for a mechanic that is around. Those are the random traps that just happened? Oh, those are in this version then, yeah. No, I think we've ran into one marked one so far in this run, but definitely got some really nasty random teleports on our previous Deep Elf, which of course does not exist because this is our first day ever running Deep Elf. If everyone could just help me gaslight the rest of the world, that'd be great. This is our first Deep Elf. They're not called Sourceless Malevolence yet in this version. They might be, for all I know. That definitely might just be a piece of nomenclature that's not familiar to me personally. I love it though. I mean, that's how you get the community back on board. So many people hate those traps, but give it a fancy name and ooh, me oh my. That sounds so cool. I want to get me one of those. Okay, so you are gonna burn, baby, burn. Is that enough? Also, what the heck am I training these days? Just fighting? Yeah, that can probably change here. What do I have available in the spell department? I guess we could just learn more translocations and get Manifold Assault up as well. Remember, it's a relatively new name. It's at least in 0.28, might have been that in 0.27. Yes, that makes sense. It's more so me something on my end. It's usually the message that appears in the log. Oh yeah, no, I am terrible for reading the log. That thing that lets me know what happens that's potentially critical for actually surviving a run. Nah, I don't mess with that. Instead, I just intuit everything. Because I'm, you know, just a god gamer, sheer genius, I have absolutely no need for these petty systems. At least that's what I say to get to sleep at night. And of course you woke up right as we decided to step next to you. Hate that. Hate that. So 7 heads 18. That is... what? Why am I blanking on 8 times 7? Is that like... it's not... 8. What am I doing? That's 56? 49 plus 7, 56. Got there eventually. My times tables have definitely suffered over the last little while here. But regardless, so that's 126 damage that you can deal. Oof. Oof. But I miss important dialogue, like insulting me and other fun things. So true. No, on the rare occasion that I actually see them, or when I'm like watching Ninth play and Ninth points out a fun interaction or something like that, I always absolutely adore it. It's so fun. So you're not wrong. I miss out on a lot of that sweet, sweet flavor. Tasty, tasty flavor. Okay, back to the question at hand here though. Can I kill you with 1 irradiate? 3d23. You're probably sitting at like 35 health. Don't kill me, please. Heck yeah, bud. That works for me. Absolutely fantastic. You got no luck involved here, pure skill, baby. God gamer and all of that. Wave of Frost. Not exactly ideal. Ice caves are real freaky like. We have 1 source of resist cold. We're using a cold branded axe. Again, could maybe work on that one a little bit. But we do have Ignite Poison and Mephitic Cloud, so we have fire in a roundabout way. Inner Flame, not... actually, that could be learned pretty fast, but not what I'm looking for. That's how I get myself murdered. That's the opposite, the flip side of that enjoyable experience I was talking about earlier, where, yeah, I love it when I can get a monster to die by their own hand, but me? Please no. Not today. Well, Fulminant Prism, I guess, is probably a decent one to just add to our spellbook for now as a temporary solution. And only have 1 magic mapping, but let's use it, hey? Use it before we lose it, and where the heck are you? All the way up here? Okay. That's not great. There aren't too many stairwells closer. This one is pretty much tied, I feel, with this. It's not actually true. This is almost like a right angle triangle, but we'll pretend that it was true. And holy crap. Not like this. Please. Bit of cloud. Step out. Light it all on fire like we do. Just another day in the office, of course. And one more time, encore. Burn our sheepy friends up. I mean, I was talking big about the quality of roast yak, but at the end of the day, even better, some roast dream sheep. I mean, not only is it the dream sheep, it's also much more tender. You know, it doesn't have all those muscly bits. The yaks are always mauling people, trying to murder everyone. You know how it is. Unfortunately, it just adds to a bit. It makes a bit of a gamey taste, you know. But dream sheep tastes like chicken. If chickens even exist in this world. You know, every once in a while when we're playing this game, I come up with a question that needs answers. And we've got ourselves another. Do chickens exist? I feel like they do. For this one, I'm trying to think back to when food was still around. I feel like there were chicken dishes. Also, why did you not get confused? Oh gosh, this could kill me. I guess I could blink. So I could blink, and if we're far enough away, we're okay. If we're not, we're dead. Alternatively, I could read a fear scroll, and that should get rid of this son of a gun. This buddy still hits like a truck. And is mindless, I believe. Right there, right there. You'll run away, right? Yeah, you'll run away. Perfect. I totally knew that. There was never a doubt in my mind. I was not at all overconfident for no reason. Oh geez, that boulder beetle is gonna hurt real bad though. Kind of wanted to irradiate you. Sometimes dreams do come true. Oh, but it does not do as well as I thought, so scratch that. What can we do here? We could potion petition. It's a little bit desperate for just a little bit of magic. I feel like we might need those potion petitions going into the ice caverns. That's always a wee bit of a nightmare. But the scarier nightmare is dying right here and now. Is it not? Can I like paralyze you? 55%? Yeah, you know, that's not too bad. Komodo dragon is still going to be a problem. But if as long as we can kill you, then we can lead this buddy, old pal, on a little bit of a journey. Oh, don't get distracted by gold. This is the one time I don't want you doing that. Focus, please. I want your undivided attention. All eyes on me. All eyes on me. Put your freaking hands up. Okie dokie. It's actually been too long since I listened to that soundtrack. For anyone who didn't recognize the reference there, that's from Bo Burnham's Inside. Absolutely fantastic piece of media. The first time I watched it, it made me very, very sad in many ways. But then the second time I watched it was a bit better because I realized a bit more of like the intention going into it instead of just taking the kind of surface level and being like, this is too real. But regardless, still funny both times in terms of the individual bits and bobs of the story, or of the film, I guess. Would highly recommend it to anyone and everyone. And in fact, I have done just that a lot in life. Especially since it was one of those things that gains that like cult classic status of becoming the show of the week that people will ask. You know, every sibling that I called for the month when Inside came out, would involve the question, oh, have you seen Inside? Which of course the answers were yes, and it's incredible. Even just the music itself, it does fall under the potential issues, I know for some people, myself included, where if you don't really like listening to musical music until after you've seen the musical, I feel like something kind of similar happens. I mean, Inside is and is not a musical. It's a bit of a unique thing. It's such a meta interpretation, or a meta piece of storytelling, I should say, but I still would argue, I think, that it falls under that similar branch of music, at least for how it feels in that regard. Anywho, though, here we see that we reach our next skill cap finally, so now I'm forced to make a decision instead of just piddling my thumbs each time I come to the screen and pretending that I was gonna change. Instead, just never change. I'm taking this picture and I don't like it, so let us decide where we want to move forward here. This is actually a half decent screen for me to sit at for a bit. This time I brought a refill for my glass in with me, so you'll get to hear the good stuff. Don't know how well the mic picks that up, but that was a good cracking open of this cold one. Not so cold one, actually. Fortunately, it's been sitting on my desk for a bit, but cracked it open all right, and it should be delicious. And okie dokie. Now that I'm actually thinking, instead of, again, just pretending that the gears were turning back there, instead I'm just very much focused on drink. I'm thirsty. Well, what can we do? We could train a little bit of translocations. I don't hate that. It could end up leading into like a late game disjunction, which can definitely save your life. Even if we don't really end up using Manifold Assault too much, it's still a nice kind of option to have in the back pocket and won't take too much training to get online. So, you know what? I think I've convinced myself. Much like the Elden Ring thing, if I can talk to myself too long about something, the odds that I just decide, yeah, sure, why not, just go up exponentially. Sometimes a good thing, usually a bad thing. Regardless, I have a good time. Ooh, treasures? Not bad. Yar's Violent Unraveling is quickly becoming one of my more favorite utility spells. It has a lot of really cool use cases, which, I mean, even if it's not always the most ideal spell or the most meta spell, it sure is fun mechanically. So you reach for your 40 and you turn it up. Absolutely lovely. As again, my mind just went completely blank there. For a moment, just stare off into space. Doesn't make for great audio or video for that matter. Apologies for that. Passage to Galubria is one of those ones that I feel like I don't use often enough. I was about to say I'm also blanking Dr. Pirate. I feel like I knew the lyric, and so my dumb brain was like, oh, just pretend you'll know it. They'll never notice, as I just blankly stare for a moment, looking confused. Oh, yeah, that one. I'm like everyone's 5-year-old nephew or niece who just pretends to get the jokes because they want to fit in with the cool kids, but this is how we do it, of course. Well, it's been a long time since I listened to that song. That's like Montel, right? Been a hot minute, to say the least. But Passage to Galubria, definitely not a bad idea for the future. It's a spell that I feel like I don't put enough creed into, that so many people would argue that is the top tier S-list utility spell. So I feel like I might be missing out, not having gone into it. Montel Jordan, yeah. Nice. Well, turns out where my brain failed me on one hand, it at least did did something on the other. Hooray. That's all I can really ask for my stupid brain some days. We do what we can. Come on, through the fire and flames, you carry on. Oh, gosh, me almighty. Irradiate should kill you, otherwise that was terrible, terrible situation. You never listened to that album at all, and now you're curious? Yeah, I definitely have not listened to the album. I feel like there are many, many things that I have never listened to the album for, because I'm very much a singles person, or more accurately, I'm very much someone who just loves getting recommendations from other people for music, as you probably know by now, Dr. Pirate, having given me a bunch of really fantastic suggestions that I've enjoyed, more so rediscovering those cases, because so many of them ended up being things that I secretly turned out I did know. But yeah, I'm not a great person when it comes to remembering like every single song on an album, or even having just listened entirely through an album front to back, because in general I definitely haven't gone too much experience in that department. Excuse me, Death Yak, if you could, I wanted you to get confused. You think that was his only single ever, which is why you're really curious? There are a few ones like that, hey? Well, and even like there are a few bands that going back to them after the years, I don't think they're quite in the same ballpark of one hit wonder as Montel Jordan, or you know, a few others. Smash Mouth is a bit one of those like more arguable ones where some people swear that no, all of Smash Mouth's content is good, but we know that that's not true about their beliefs. I think Smash Mouth was one of those bands that turned out to be kind of crappy, right? But in a similar vein, while not being exactly to that same magnitude, I used to listen to just a couple, I think it was like 1 or 2 songs from Dispatch back in the day, and then I was on Spotify and it started recommending a bunch of different... I'm not wearing my protection from cold ring. This is bad. This is real bad. Turns out that final blink stroll that we were potentially holding out for a rainy day, well, guess what? Clouds have rolled in and the thunder has roared, so it do be raining, my friends. How about that? But anyway, on this like trip down a Spotify rabbit hole, I ended up discovering a lot of Dispatch songs that I liked, a lot of them for sure. But on the other hand, there were also quite a few that I found to be shocking in terms of how modern it seemed. Like so much of it was just, this is what hipsters listen to now. Was this just not popular like in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s maybe? Did they miss their heyday and instead just get a couple of kind of big songs that got all the radio play and then some of their deeper cuts? Only listening to it now that I realize was in some ways ahead of its time, if not entirely so. But little today I learned about Montel here. Montel is an American pastor. Singer, songwriter, and record producer, best known for 95 single This Is How We Do It. Jordan was the primary male solo artist on Def Jam's Def Soul imprint upon leaving the label in 2003. Oh, how about that? That's wild. I've never would have pegged them as a godly man, even though that depends on their style of preaching or whatnot. I'll say pretending like I know anything about religion. But that the fact that he was the primary solo artist on Def Soul until 2003, that's pretty wild. How about that? Learn something new every day. Oh, and I have Fulminant Prism. I thought I might have nothing in my pocket to deal with this, but little bit of scrambling, a little bit of digging, and maybe, just maybe, I haven't seen You Feel More Experienced, so I feel like this son of a gun is still alive. Here's what we can do. We can put down a cloud of our own. Then we can safely walk forward to check without that freezing cloud completely ruining our day again. And we feel a bit more experienced. Lovely. You not so much. I'm surrounded by walls, my friend. Oof. Oof. Please get confused. Cold resistance. Get in here, please. Help me, cold resistance. You're my only hope. Please just get out of sight of this son of a gun. And there we go. Much fewer walls. That is lovely. New deep help. Good luck with this one. Thanks, Peacock. Even though I definitely don't know what you're talking about. This is our first time ever playing Deep Elf. No embarrassing things have happened before on this species, and I'm excited to see if we can win it first try, right? Right, everyone? Nod. Nod with me. I think they fell for it. I think we got it. Not gonna make a fool of myself today. No siree. Thank you so much, Respect, for the follow. I appreciate it. Could always do with a little bit more self-respect in my life. But always lovely to see new faces, new people, and hopefully you're having a great evening. Thanks for joining us on this lovely day. Okie dokie, what are you doing, Mr. Polar Bear? Besides going extinct. Idiots. Try living somewhere other than an ice cap. Huh. Fools. Try being a human and just ruining every other animal's habitat in order to further your own. That seems way more smart than just dying like a chump. It's just an old nickname from when you were learning code. It's pure pandering. You needed a lot of help. Oh, I love to hear origin stories of people's screen names in general. It's always so good. But what style of code were you learning? Are you in like app development, web development, or more of a casual sense? In which case, yeah, which language? I'm always really curious about that now, seeing as how I just barely have broken into the field. I know enough to know how little I know, and that's about as far as we've gotten. But it definitely seems to be a common theme in the DCSS community. Lots of coders. Front-end UI or UI UX dev, that's super cool. I love UX so much. And like, I get really kind of rabbit hole-y with a lot of stuff based around human psychology, usually to an annoying degree where like, I'm one of those armchair philosophers who like to go in deep on things that don't actually matter or change my life in any tangible way, but you know, it's just cool to talk about, man. But UX is a bit more functional than that, which I like, but I love the psychological aspect of trying to design things in such a way that it's just intuitive and people don't have to think. The less people think about what they're doing, the better job you've done. Very cool though. And coders like DCSS? No, I don't believe it, right? So strange. This weird niche old school mechanics driven video game? Nah, it doesn't track. They matter to the users? Oh, for sure. That's all that matters really at the end of the day. That's cool. I'm mostly in back end myself, but I'm actually going to be sitting in, the program I'm in has front end and back end courses going on at the moment, and my instructor is taking the next couple days off. So I was going to sit in on the front end courses, which I'm very excited for. I only know the tiniest bit about React, as in I've like seen a couple of React projects and been stepped through them with an instructor just because I was curious about it and asked about, you know, what the syntax is and how it actually looks. How will the front end be interacting with all the crap I've been doing for the last few months? But it's really cool stuff. Do you code in React? Or I guess for UI UX, probably a little bit less. The front end side for sure, but you're probably more in the design space as well as the, you know, the physical representation, the appearance, as well as that mental aspect, the psychology of it all. Regardless, very cool. That's more of like, I guess, I'm trying to remember. I feel like I've gone over a couple of little tools. Also, I feel like I'm just backpedaling here because I'm so scared of these death yaks and our frostbound friend. Oh, jeez. Okay, turns out I was right to be afraid. That was just the ice. How about that? You're not going to be scared. You are probably scared. I'm gonna fear scroll. Oh, we got you both. Holy moly. In that case, we should probably capitalize to a certain amount. Wait, why did you both... Oh, they're cornered. Huh. How about that? One more fear scroll. One more time. Jeez Louise. This is not great. I want to take one turn to potion petition heal up, but don't even know if we have that available to us. Remember that little story, that little idea, the inkling I had about regretting using up all of our blinking scrolls earlier on? That doesn't come to pass or anything, right? You do have 7 range on that son of a gun. So do I potion petition, hope we get lucky enough to get a heal? Maybe an invisibility so this son of a gun stops hitting us? Nice. Also, should have looked at this necklace. Minus telly is pretty much a deal breaker. But that's a very interesting artifact. Oh boy, do I wish I was currently playing a Formicid at the moment. Okie dokie, so let's hands off the keyboard, put in some thought before I just do the next 3 moves that come to mind, like I so often do. And instead, let's think about this for a moment, shall we? Have an invisibility potion. Probably doesn't do it. I guess, yeah, you can see invisible. Gosh darn it. Just go for it, man. Feel it out. You know what, you're right. In fact, why don't I should just close my eyes. I feel like I'm just getting myself into trouble with all this nasty thinking business, you know? Thinking like a nerd. Instead, just do it. I mean, Nike's a pretty successful company. They probably know what's going on when they came up with that catchphrase. What's the worst that could happen, right? Just another deep elf for the morgue here? I mean, we've already killed off enough. What's the damage? What's the hurt? Okie dokie though. The question becomes if I want to take one more step, get away from these nasty, icky walls, or not worry about that. Any enemies casted next to that terrain will be frozen and will find their movement slowed. So if I'm not at a wall, will that not work at all? I feel like I always thought it just dealt less damage. But maybe I'm the fool. Actually, I probably, but rude. Didn't have to call me out like that, self. Heal wounds, haste, and brilliance. Yes. Now we'll be next to 1 wall, next to 4 or 5 walls. Sorry. Again, I can count. Is this my safest place? Do I just start like irradiating and mephitic cloud? Maybe another potion petition? I'm fast and brilliant right now. If there's any time to just go with gut instincts and not think about my moves, it's when I'm this fast and this brilliant. Reflexes, tick. Brilliant levels of IQ, also tick. Does that also translate to myself in real life? Unfortunately not so much, but as Brent says, what is the worst that could happen? And let's not think about that too much, otherwise might go down a nasty road. Haste and heal wounds again. Heal me up. And get absolutely irradiated. Fantastic. Then we can step out, light you on fire. Once more. Twice more, maybe. Now we're starting to push it where we might become a little bit too contaminated. Don't want those freaky mutagenic energies messing with us here. He's shining, baby's on fire. Don't stop him now. Exactly. Don't stop me now, because I'm having a good time. Having a good time shooting stars. which that's the song that I need to actually learn the lyrics to. I feel like I can mumble my way. I can kind of fake it if the music was playing in the background. He's a rocket ship. Something, something, something. Oh, now I'm just embarrassing myself live in front of a studio audience. It's one idiot tries to remember the lyrics to Queen songs. Fake it till you make it. I'm glad you can appreciate what we're going for there. Also, ouch, yeah, that contamination. Not late. Like Lady Godiva, about to blow, 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 explode. That's not the right tone, but I was burning through the sky. 100 degrees, that's why they call Mr. Dynamite. We're flying at the speed of light. I'm gonna make a supersonic man out of you. Maybe with enough time, brainstorming session with all of chat, we can come up with all of Queen's lyrics. It's like, I mean, so the movie yesterday wasn't, you know, a piece of cinema masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination, but I very much enjoyed that movie. I thought it was very fun, and obviously it's the Beatles music, so it has the tunes to back it up. But that was one of my favorite parts about that movie, was the main character trying to remember the words to Eleanor Rigby, because I feel like that's how I am with a lot of music, where if it's playing, I can sing along, and sometimes I'll even like accurately get the words for the most part, but without the music track behind me, I just fumble like crazy, and it becomes a mad grab of trying to remember lyrics from here or there. Hey Dan, how's it going? Dan Branny, hope you're having a great weekend. Always lovely to see you around. Thanks for coming on by to hang out on this lovely evening. We'll see how long I can keep up that positivity, because it's a lovely evening. Unless you kill my character, game, then we're gonna have words. I'm gonna be very angry, because as you all know, I'm a very angry person. Very upset all the time about everything. How's the run? It's going very well so far. A couple of close calls, but hey, what else is new in this wild world? And otherwise, yeah, definitely been going pretty fantastically. It's funny because I feel like we've run into the other side of the poison magic coin here, where we've had a couple of runs in the Deep Elf part of this series that have had a lot of the poison pieces to the puzzle, you know, poisonous vapors, Olglep's toxic radiance, you know, the good stuff, but never found ignite poison, or at least not until it was completely irrelevant by that stage in the game. Contrary to that, today, we got ignite poison. Mephitic Cloud is our only poison spell, but hey, it's something. And again, it is all going well, and I definitely can't complain. So don't take my my senseless ramblings for that, because at the end of the day, feeling pretty good on the top of our game, trying to remember Queen lyrics, not doing the best job. Just another Sunday, I guess, as it were. Maybe here, that's not too bad. Sick. Very cool. Very nasty. Suddenly, using sick just got me back into a headspace of like trying to remember lingo from back in the day. I'm trying to remember what everyone said. There was a phase where everyone was saying things were hot. I don't know if that came just from Paris Hilton, because I do know that was her like whole thing, right? That was her brand. Oh geez. Oh, don't do that. But weirdly enough, I think there was like a couple of days that a bunch of my friends were also saying that's hot. Just a bunch of cool teenage boys that were, again, very cool and not at all a bunch of dorky sons of guns. And yeah, I'd say we pulled it off. We were pretty cool. Pulled it off just as well, nay, even greater than Paris Hilton herself. We were pretty cool, pretty with it. We went Gozeg this time. How's that going versus Vehemet? So actually this time around, we started out as Wanderer. And to kind of completely sail our ship in that direction, we doubled down and worshipped at a faded altar, getting Gozeg. So, I mean, going fantastic. I mean, I absolutely adore Gozag so much. We've disappointed our giant gold coin in the sky by, again, don't tell anyone who knows that we've done previous Deep Elves runs. I'm trying to do this whole fresh start thing, but in one of our previous Deep Elves, we managed to lose with Gozag, which goes against my general creed of Gozag is too strong. So I'm hoping to reclaim my honor, take back what is mine, and hopefully get through in one piece. But yeah, definitely enjoying it. Potion Petition has already saved our lives a couple of times, really. So just your average Gozag start. And what did the Wanderer start give? So yeah, this time around, it was a little bit of training in polearms, stealth, a bit of spell casting, no spells, and invocations. So that's why we have invocations on here despite worshipping Gozag, and that's just going to be here forever. And dodging, of course. Yeah, one defensive skill. So it was okay. Not the best start. We definitely had a bit of struggles in the very early part of the game. We did have a +0 spear on us, just robes for armor. So we were able to use that reach to kind of alleviate some of the other issues, but definitely an interesting start. And also, I didn't realize I have Manifold Assault online now. Let's give it a shot, shall we? Well, that's a bad start. Oh, and a Steam Dragon. Oh, joy. What fun. So Cold Ring can probably swap out for protection from Fuego here. And let's, speaking of Fuego, let's light up. Turn all that poisonous fume nastiness into fire, and then at least the steam shouldn't affect us too badly off that dragon pal. So what can I do here? Probably should just run for my life. Polearms is -3, it's weighted towards aptitudes. You roll like this left often before the rework. Yeah, right, I was kind of expecting, if I'm being honest, to get like a starter spell, maybe something cool, maybe a bow as well. That's good aptitude. But it seems like I kind of rolled, what's the opposite of rolling the nuts? Absolute garbage, maybe? That's a colloquialism that everyone uses, right? Hot trash. Regardless, not the best rolls on the Wanderer start in order to specifically experiment and try out some of those new features, because that's exactly why we went Wanderer. Thought it was a fun opportunity to try out that stuff. But still, I don't know why I am deigning to complain. We are still live on a Deep Elf, a decent ways through Lair. That's not every day that we manage to get even this far, so thank you, DCSS. I appreciate you. Thank you. I bow before you. I display myself on the ground. What's the word I'm looking for? There's a word for going, like, is it prostate? No, no. Postration? They're so similar. I've never realized those words are that alike. Isn't that confusing? Prostate and prostrate. Who know? Prostrate, though, also relevant, very important. I mean, I am starting to get up there in terms of the years, become more and more relevant as life goes on. Also, absolutely adored drowning the heck out of that Cattle Plebis. I mean, I'm not a sadist, but sometimes maybe just a little bit of a sadist. Wanderer sometimes gives cool spells that are not in any other backgrounds books. Oh, that's really fun. He said the word wrong. I feel like that's one of those jokes, or those things that gets jokingly made fun of, but we all secretly love. Mocking the streamer for saying the word wrong. Don't mock people in real life for saying the word wrong. That just makes you an asshole. But the streamer, oh, they just deserve it, honestly. You know, as the pro streamer myself, with quite the audience, quite the following, I can speak for all streamers, big and small. Okie dokie, though. At the end of the day, everything is going pretty fantastic in terms of the run. Again, subtle segue, absolutely nailed it. Can you go through deep water, my yacky pals? No, that's one drowned yak. Can we hear a second drowned yak? Yak number 2, like 2 drowned yaks. Front and center? No? Okay, that's cool. I even did my auctioneer voice. Doesn't that give me bonus points, game? Guess not. Fair enough. Fair enough. Of course I can. Streamers are basically hive mind. That's how it works, right? Exactly. No, we're all the same. All streamers, exactly the same. Despite what they might have you believe. Oh, okay. No, I will not walk into that cloud of flames. Thank you, game. Probably not what I was aiming for being honest. Nethack drowns. We got another one. Heck yeah, buddy.